Good evening. My name is Barbara Clinton, and I'm the principal of New Paltz Central High School. At this time, I'd like to welcome everyone to the 81st annual graduation exercise. This evening, we are proud to present 171 candidates for graduation. At this time, I would ask everyone to please stand as the candidates for graduation enter and remain standing while Brianna Dixon leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Thank you. They're waiting to hear the music.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will now introduce. Yeah. I will now introduce Cora Butler, salutatorian for the class of 2013.
Good evening. Thank you, relatives and friends, for coming today. Thank you. Thank you, teachers and administration, for making all of this possible and bringing us this far. Thank you, parents, for pushing us to finish what we started, for loving us enough to roll us out of bed every morning, no matter how grumpy we were, because you knew that someday we would reach this point in our lives and understand why you did what you did. Thanks, Mom and Dad. First, I'd like to take a second to remember the loved ones who are no longer with us. Over the past few years, we've lost parents, grandparents, family, friends, and classmates who we always thought we'd share this day with. Because for that fleeting time they were in our lives, they impacted who we are today. I've seen many parents and classmates this evening with tears in their eyes as it hits them. This is the end of high school and all that is familiar to them. I'm not sad today. Honestly, it doesn't even feel that bittersweet. No, it's not because I didn't have a good time in high school or anything. I just have this feeling this is the beginning of a great future. Can you remember back to when you were about 5 years old, counting down the days to your birthday and being so excited for that one day, thinking about how you had been good, a few timeouts here and there, occasionally arguing with your sister, but overall well-behaved. Waking up that morning and thinking it was the most special day in the world. Scoping out the table of presents, knowing you were going to be very happy and get that new Barbie dream house. But maybe that was just me. This is how I felt about our senior year. We worked so hard for 13 years. We went through our ups and downs, but this is the day we will be rewarded. The opportunities we have now are the gifts on the table. There are millions of presents. Each one is a new opportunity that will lead us an infinite number of paths within our lives. These gifts could be taking on a family business, furthering our education at college, serving our country, pursuing a lifelong dream, starting a career, or beginning a family. I'm still hoping mine will be a Barbie dream house, but I'll be the architect designing it. As we celebrate this milestone tonight, I don't think much will change from the way we celebrated back in kindergarten. I know a handful of you will still suck the helium out of the balloons. A few of you will still want to dance on the tables. Some will only show up for the cake. Quite a few will cry, maybe even have a temper tantrum. Someone is going to do something they'll regret. But it'll be hard for everyone at the end of the night to say goodbye. Well, class of 2013, in all seriousness, we have come a long way. Even though it feels like it took forever to get to this day, I'm honored to have spent the past 13 years with you. We'll always remember the little things about our time at New Paltz, such as sitting in squad spots at Duzine, fun in the sun at the end of 2nd grade, tucking our socks into our pants for field trips at Mohawk. That time in 4th grade where it felt like everyone had a Tamagotchi for some reason. Learning to write in cursive, those awkward slow dances at co-recs in middle school. But for everyone's sake, we'll skip over the middle school years. We can forget about them for a while. When we leave high school, we'll have memories such as the boys' soccer team winning their first sectional title. An amazing prom. The cross-country, skiing, and track teams winning endless and countless races. Insanely epic pickleball tournaments. Memorable concerts from the band and choir. Moving performances by our dramatic classmates, both on and off the stage. Worrying over college applications. And finally, our memories of senior ball and today. Cherish these memories as you move on, and make new memories as you do great things in the world. Congratulations, 2013. Congratulations, 2013. We made it.
I will now introduce Mr. Patrick Rouse, President of the Board of Education, and Mr. DeBerry to present awards.
Thank you, Brian. So my speech will be pretty short tonight. I just want to really say to the graduates, congratulations, you've made it. And to the parents out there, thank you. You've had to push them, you've had to bribe them, you've had to cajole them, but you got them here. And that's all that's important.
I am very pleased to present the awards to the class of 2013. When I call your name, please come to the podium. Harriet Cunningham Memorial Award, Caitlin McKenna Radigan. Manny's Art Award, Sierra Bowen. Manny's Art Award, Tyler Curick. The May Podell Memorial Scholarship, Kyle Gullickson. Joseph Jerry Kanoth Scholarship, Anthony Venditti. Bart Grudine Goldstein Scholarship, Ryan Ruppel. Allied Locksmith Community Service Award and the Music Department Award, Alexander Aubry. Florence DeWitt Memorial Award goes to Courtney Runk. Sterling Dutch DeWitt Memorial Award, Justin Mannix. The Divine Agency Award, Ian Ballard. Family and Consumer Science Award and the BOCES Vocational Award, Abigail Palsick. Paul Mealy Memorial Baseball Scholarship, John Hans Neubauer Memorial Scholarship, Ryan Lamarck. Bernadette Morris Memorial Scholarship, Stephen Bagley. Paul Mealy Memorial Basketball Scholarship and the Athletic Award, Austin Stewart. Music Department Award, Honor Society Award, Sullivan Schaefer Post 176 American Legion Scholarship, and the Foreign Language Award in French, Emily Beecher. Music Department Award, Tucker Ozerchuk. Music Department Award, Christina Todorici. Super 8 Motel of Newport Scholarship, Elias Cottingham. Tom's Repair Shop Award, Catherine Mattis. Honor Society Award, Sankapanavar Family Award for Academic Excellence, Valedictorian Award, and the Science Award, Joshua DeJoy. Sankapanavan Family Award for Academic Excellence, Richard Wires Memorial Scholarship, Salutatorian Award, and Visual Arts Award, Cora Butler. Honor Society Award, Barbara Santoro Memorial Scholarship, Caitlin Morabito. Honor Society Award, Janice Damaris Humanitarian Scholarship, Danielle Watts. Honor Society Award, St. Joseph's Church Scholarship, Nicholas Zadaposki. Sorry. Sullivan Schaefer Post 176, American Legion Scholarship, Gianni Ingenio. Sullivan Schaefer Post 176, American Legion Scholarship, Seth Roberts. Sullivan Schaefer Post 176, American Legion Scholarship, Devin Meyer Teammates Memorial Scholarship, New Paltz United Teachers in memory of Marcia Chiadaria, John Ferranti Memorial Scholarship, Tucker Stern. Friends of the Gardner Library Award, Rebecca Carroll. John Fackler Scholarship, Sophia Kaufman. John Fackler Scholarship, Kosovo Law Officers Scholarship, Foreign Language Award for Spanish, Matthew Shelley Reed. Betty Burnham Memorial Arts Scholarship, Citizenship Award, Riley Weinstein. James Finkenauer Jr. Memorial Award, Anthony Tantillo. Maureen Hasbrook Memorial Scholarship, Heather Brinkman. Harold and Helen Jensen Memorial Scholarship, Julia Robinson. The Jewish Congregation of New Paltz Award for Diversity, Michael Oramus Foundation Scholarship, Foreign Language Award for Italian, Sarah Elizabeth Clark. Robert Lucchese Memorial Scholarship, Tricia Saylor. New Paltz Bus Drivers Association Award, Samuel Zeiler. Elizabeth Tierney Memorial Scholarship, Cameron Robinson. Thomas Orby Memorial Scholarship, David Lamarck. Aniver and Jeremiah O'Leary Memorial Scholarship, Hannah Ruiz. Jean Randolph Memorial Scholarship, New Paltz United Teachers in memory of John Anderson, and the Instrumental Award, Noah Pomerselig. St. John. The Kent St. John Memorial Scholarship by Lisa St. John goes to Juliet Tenbrook. SUNY New Paltz Faculty Wives and Women's Scholarship, memory of Angelica Patsis, Salvatore DeCordo. SUNY New Paltz Faculty Wives and Women's Scholarship, memory of Lois Stokes, Davis Natzel. Perry Barago Music Award, New Paltz United Teachers Award, Aaliyah Cohen. New Paltz Elks Service Award, Ashley Agor. Cora Bennett Lefeva Memorial Scholarship, Selena Schroer. Minna Haas Memorial Scholarship, Mary Louise Farley Science Award, Giselle Trevino. Diedrich's Pharmacy Science Award, Mary Louise Farley Social Science Award, Sung Greg Lee. Otto and George Grossel Memorial Scholarship, Evan Paller. New Paltz Women's Golf Association Award, Citizenship Award, Abigail King. Bruce Ormus Memorial Scholarship, New Paltz United Teachers Scholarship, Nadia Khan. Devin Meyer Memorial Scholarship, New Paltz United Teachers, Sarah Lapari. Devin Meyer Memorial Scholarship, Richard Clinton Memorial Scholarship by Barbara Clinton, New Paltz United Teachers Award. All to Andrew Payno. Mascio Landscape Scholarship, Citizenship Award, Brianna Dixon. Mohonk Mountain House Scholarship, Daniel Condon. Smitty's Body Shop in memory of Smith Ruger Award, Cody Hasbrook. New Paltz United Teachers, James O'Connor Memorial Scholarship, Christopher McCord. New Paltz United Teachers William Freer Scholarship. Nicholas Peterly. Input in memory of Pam Rawlick Award. Nari Mendez. Input in memory of Albert Shanker Award. Adam Gilmore. Thomas Wells Memorial Football Scholarship. Anthony Tufano. James Wells Memorial Football Scholarship. Henry Schulte Memorial Scholarship. Lincoln Kelly. It was a woman. John Phillips Memorial Scholarship. Graphic Arts Technology Award. Connor Copeland. PTSA Service Scholarship. Emily Chasen. PTSA Service Scholarship. Class of 1981 Honorary Scholarship. Samuel Cerecchio. Frank Coben Memorial Scholarship. Citizenship Award. Roxiliana Shepko. New Paltz Community Foundation Scholarship. Richard Wires Memorial Scholarship. Eric Yanuskevich. Alicia Quintana Music Scholarship. Ariana Brenner. Matthew Orcutt Memorial Scholarship. P&G's Cornerstone Scholarship. Kristen Beck. Matthew Orcutt Memorial Scholarship. Whitman Oler Marks. Class of 1981 Honorary Scholarship. Teamwork and Cooperation Award. Annalise Apuzzo. P&G's Cornerstone Scholarship. Andrew Barry. Dr. Bruce and Rose Curick Center for Advanced Dentistry Award. Citizenship Award. Chloe Kerpez. Seakill Custom Home Builders Scholarship goes to Cody Altro. New Paltz Rotary Club Awards. Kayla McKnight. New Paltz Rotary Club Awards. Devin Zapka. Elizabeth Davies Memorial Scholarship, Jade Vaccaro. Class of 2010 Award, Richard Harrison. First Care Merit Award, Rachel Green. The Paltz Club Award, Romikio Duzant. Paltz Club Award and the Mathematics Award, Dylan McLaughlin. Russell Crouse Memorial Award, David Smith. Paul Crouse Memorial Award, Caitlin Curcio. New Paltz Garden Club Scholarship, Citizenship Award to David Busby. Campbell Presby Apple IIe Scholarship, Ryan Simpson. George and Kathy Weiss Scholarship, Diana Flores. Marjorie Teague Scholarship, Taylor Martinez. Teamwork and Cooperation Award, Citizenship Award, Alfredo Mazuka. Vocal Music Award, Tidhi Patel. Citizenship Award, Jared Giangrasso. Athletic Award and Citizenship Award, Elizabeth Dressel. Citizenship Award, Brendan Purcell. Computer Science Award, Alexandra Rigby. English Award, Foreign Language Award and Chinese, Social Studies Award, Sarah Legera. The Business Award, Anthony Amato. Family and Consumer Science Award, Allison Albrecht. Congratulations to all the recipients.
I will now introduce Mr. Joshua DeJoy, the valedictorian for the class of 2013.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad everyone can make it. It's especially nice to see my classmates here. It's bittersweet that this will be the last time we're all together. I'm going to miss you and this town. New Paltz, as more than a town, as a community, will always be with me, will always define me. Being from New Paltz has made me who I am. And I know it's made all of you who you are. It's evident all around us. The kindness of random strangers discussing the 70-year cicadas. The trust of the record store clerk to whom I owed $2 for a week. Even just the general lightheartedness of most New Paltzians. Speaking of New Paltzians, many of us, including me, have been conditioned to define ourselves in relation to other people. You spend time with a group because you identify with them for whatever reason. This way of describing ourselves, which seems so natural and harmless now, is, as of today, obsolete. In the next few years, we'll become more and more defined by our day-to-day lives than by the people with whom we spend what little free time we have left. We'll become students, in the real sense of the word, in that we're doing it on our own, paying money to pursue higher education. Or workers, because we labor all day and receive partial compensation for it. All the time, by the way, incurring debts that we may take to the grave. The trouble is finding meaning in this day in, day out struggle for survival. The trouble is finding something worth fighting for. So what's worth fighting for? What makes our lives worthwhile? Reaching out to others, finding truth, common ground, honesty, tolerance, love. In a broad term, goodness. The golden rule, listening to our consciousness. Something we neglect to do all too often, but actually believe in. You have to endeavor to change the world for the better, to make your existence matter. You don't have to do momentous things to truly make a difference. Just being a part of someone's life as a positive influence, a friend, a mentor, a helper, is more than enough. In this way, in this defining way, I would like to recognize people for their impact on me. My parents, for raising me and instilling in me a love of learning and a sense of responsibility. My grandparents, for their support, wisdom, and care. My friends, for the same, but light on the wisdom and with more comedy. The faculty, staff, and administrators, especially the teachers I've had, for, well, teaching me. And the New Paltz Youth Program for being a sort of a third home for me and other kids and all the other social services it provides this community. But now it's our turn to go out into the world and be adults, go places, and mold people. It's up to us to decide what kind of world we want succeeding generations to experience. This world will irrevocably impact them too, as it did us. We make this world, New Paltz Class of 2013. In the words of Walt Whitman, the powerful play goes on, and you will contribute a verse. Thank you.
I will now introduce Mr. William DeFino, our physical education teacher of New Paltz High School.
Thank you, Brianna. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Floyd Patterson Field, the home of your New Paltz Huguenots. Just want to give a shout out to Dancing Cora's head out there in the corner there. Honor, could you put it up there? The new YouTube sensation. Parents, relatives, distinguished guests, and class of 2013. It is my honor to be here tonight to talk about you, to talk with you, and share this evening with you and your family. I'd like to thank Brianna Dixon for asking me to do this. It's a privilege and an honor. Thank you, Brianna. 13. What a funky number. It's a great number to have as a graduating number. There's different ways to look at 13. Some people think that 13 is an unlucky number. I disagree. There are many things in this world, including your wonderful class, that have 13 attached to it. For example, if you look at the flag right now, there are 13 red and white stripes that represent the original 13 colonies. But they don't represent states or parcels of land. They represent the spirit of our country and how it was built. People went against tyranny, did what they had to do, and became independent, and we are where we are today because of that symbol right there. I have to give a gratuitous reference to sports because I am a coach. Many athletes in the world have worn the number 13, some good, some not so good. But I can think of one in particular in the history of sports who was absolutely the greatest at his position. Now I'm going old school here, Austin Stewart and Remigio Duzant. I'm going with Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain wore number 13 for 3 different teams. He wore number 13 in the ABA for the San Francisco Warriors. He was also with the Philadelphia 76ers, and he wore 13 later in his career for the Los Angeles Lakers. He scored over 31,000 points in his career, and he was arguably the greatest center of all time. He's the only person ever to score 100 points in a game. And in one season, he averaged 50 points and over 20 rebounds. Imagine the salary he'd have today. And last, of course, you can't speak about number 13 without our favorite everyday item, the baker's dozen. What's better than paying for 12 things and getting one free? That's the American way. Tonight I'm here to speak to you about the class of 2013. And class is the operative word here. You've been a group that's exhibited class throughout your career here at New Paltz Central Schools. You're a unique group comprised of highly motivated students who exhibit humility, but most of all, goodness. The goodness I particularly see in this graduating class is that of virtue and that of kindness. You have grace in your hearts and you show compassion for others, and those qualities are most precious. You're a uniquely quiet but confident group of young adults. You've nicely weaved politeness, respect, and your own unique personalities to a very appealing blend. You've been full of school spirit, and you've achieved admirably in the classroom, on stage, and here on athletic fields all over. You've left an indelible image on all of us here in New Paltz for all of the works you've done for yourselves, but also for others. Parents, grandparents, relatives, guardians, I want to take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of all of us here for the great job you did with these fine young adults. Thank you also for letting us share just a few steps with them on their journey that we call life. So here you are, ready to take on that great big world out there. You have ideas, plans, and dreams, and you should, because you're going to build a life of your own and you're going to follow your dreams. So before you embark upon this journey, I'd like to give you a little bit of advice. First, be diligent. As you wake up each morning, a blank canvas awaits you. It's a brand new opportunity to make your mark on the world. Make each day your masterpiece, and always autograph your work with excellence. My father was a phys ed teacher and coach, and he would always say, Billy, when you run in sprints, always touch the lines. Touch the lines. What he meant by that was, please make sure you don't cut corners, you don't cheat yourself, because you're only going to cheat yourself and those around you. Another thing he told me was to always persevere. He used a comment called, pound the rock. I want you to pound the rock, because you got to keep pounding through the rock and get to the other side. No matter how hopeless things seem, you got to stick with it and keep at it. Next. Thank you. I paid them for $30 to do that. Polite golf clap. Next, be adaptable. Like captains of sailing ships, you must change the angles of your masts, and you must constantly alter your strategies to navigate the ever-changing winds and seas before you. However, you must always let your morals, your values, and your spirituality be your compass. Never forget where you came from, and always remember who you are. Lastly, be compassionate, for this quality is the glue that keeps our world together. Compassion is a quality that helps you see things from another person's point of view with true vision, as love lights the way. Being selfless and empathetic goes a lot further than being selfish. As my mother always said, love is always louder. So now it's time for you to reach up to the stars, put yourselves out there, and grab your dreams. There's a couple things I want you to remember. Be good, do good, and make good great. For without goodness, there'll never be greatness. God bless each and every one of you, and congratulations.
I will now introduce Ms. Senora Pescadora, who is retiring this year from New Paltz High School.
Gracias, Brianna. Buenas tardes. Soy Mary Fisher, también conocida como Señora Pescadora. Es un gran honor compartir con ustedes mis pensamientos en esta ocasión tan especial. Scaring you, right? Good evening. I'm Mary Fisher, also known as Señora Pescadora. It is a great pleasure to share with you some of my thoughts on this special occasion. I've taught Spanish at New Paltz High School since 1991. Were you born then? And I'm excited to be retiring with you, the class of 2013. I'm also so grateful to have this opportunity to share with you a few more community service messages. Those of you who studied Spanish 4 with me know all about Don Quixote de la Mancha. People around the world know him as the 17th century knight-errant who attacked windmills that he imagined to be giants. Many say he was crazy, loco. Many say that I'm loca también. Let's decide to dream the impossible dream. In the Broadway musical interpretation of the classic novel Don Quixote de la Mancha by Miguel de Cervantes, when Don Quixote was asked to explain his quest, he replied, "I hope to add some measure of grace to the world." He defined this quest as a mission, a duty, and a privilege. He persevered against all adversity because he believed the world would be better for this. What is your dream? What is your glorious quest? How will you right the unrightable wrongs? How will you reach your unreachable star? Like Don Quixote, your journey is off to a fantastic start. It is an important accomplishment that you celebrate today. Not only our famous knight, but you too have read and read many, many books. The diplomas you receive today are proof of that, right? Don Quixote teaches us all an important and inspiring lesson. With all he learns, he formulates a plan, his dream. He dusts off his grandfather's armor, saddles his nag of a horse, Rocinante, and becomes a knight-errant. His intentions are virtuous. He places high demands upon himself by following a strict code of chivalry which he had studied so well. One bright morning, he sallies forth. He endeavors to rid the world of all manner of evil, rescuing damsels in distress, protecting the innocent, and defeating wicked giants. Or were those giants merely windmills? Is Don Quixote crazy? Well, crazy or not, he has a code of chivalry that I admire. Here are some of my favorite elements. Be polite and attentive. So listen up. Exhibit self-control. Do as I say, not as I do. Exhibit good manners. Take your hat off at the threshold. Always maintain your principles. Respect other human beings, choosing kindness over criticism. Never abandon a friend, ally, or noble cause. Tell the truth. And don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Remember, you promised. Don't wear your hood and drive. Don't put on makeup while you're driving, or any of those other things you mocked me about. Okay, so those last few were not from Don Quixote's code of chivalry. They are from my code. Oh yeah, while I'm at it, wear sunscreen. In one regard, I do challenge Don Quixote. He tends to blame others for his setbacks. Don't. Do accept responsibility for yourself, your actions, and your failures to act. Chart your course and then make adjustments if they are warranted. Let me suggest the following. Don Quixote is not crazy. You, like Don Quixote, now have the opportunity to decide, what will you do with your life? Some may not agree with your plan, understand your dream, or support your quest. Some may call you crazy. You need to examine your conscience and stay true to yourself. I do not have the answers. They must come from you. I prefer to leave you with just a few more questions. What is in your heart? Where do your talents and interests and passions lie? What mark will you leave on the world? How do you want to be remembered? Will you be honest and worthy of respect? Will you strive to make our world a better place? Will you right some wrongs? Will you sally forth and protect life and freedom? Will you avoid deception and always keep your word? Two final messages. Te quiero. And I urge you, like Don Quixote, dream the impossible dream and reach your unreachable star. Congratulations to the class of 2013.
Thank you, Ms. Fisher. Before I present the class of 2013, I want to take the time to congratulate parents, grandparents, relatives, and friends for being supportive of our graduates. I would also like to thank the teachers and the staff, not only at New Paltz Central High School, but throughout the district K-12 for their time, their energy, and commitment to our students. It doesn't just happen at the high school. Without their efforts today would not be possible. In particular, I want to thank Mary Rapplier, Judy Volk, Janet Chapman, and of course, Mary Fisher for the years of teaching. I would also like to thank Deborah Banner for the leadership and support she has given the teachers of the district and me personally, and wish that she enjoys her retirement as well. But most of all, I congratulate the class of 2013. As Josh said, from now on you will be defined by your day-to-day lives, and it's up to you to decide what kind of world you want succeeding generations to experience. I personally know that you are very well prepared for that challenge. As Cora talked about your experiences over the last 13 years, I just want to add that I am very pleased and honored to be part of the last 4. The class of 2013 will be remembered for the first Section 9 soccer championship, your musical talents, state track championships, in addition to the numerous academic awards. I want to personally thank you for all you have contributed to New Paltz High School over the past 4 years. And again, I wish you the very best. congratulations, and I welcome you to an honored group of alumni at New Paltz High School. At this time, I ask Maria Rice, Superintendent of Schools, to once again come forward for the presentation of the class of 2013. Assisting with the presentation of the senior class will be the advisor, Ms. Bonnie Mascio, and members of the high school faculty.
I don't want to belabor the next step. I just want to tell you how truly honored I am to be your superintendent. You are an amazing group of young people, and it is my great pleasure to congratulate you as you go on to the next step in your lives. Congratulations, class of 2013. Ashley Patricia Agor. Allison Albrecht. Annalise Apuzzo. Kristen Beck. Emily Sophia Beecher. Kiara Bowen. Ariana Noel Brenner. Heather Lynn Brinkman. Cora Medea Butler. Kathleen Devani Capuli. Rebecca Kelly Carroll. Emily Laura Chasen. Sarah Elizabeth McCreevy Clark. Jenica Rose Cochran. Aaliyah Victoria Cohn. Caitlin Mary Curcio. Brianna Dixon. Elizabeth Ann Dressel. Gabriella Egan. Shayna Lee Amber Figueroa. Diana Andrea Flores. Ariana Rose Frunzi. Rachel Ryan Green. Aileen Nicole Henderson. Valerie Noel Jensen. Sophia Rebecca Kaufman. Nadia Khan. Chloe Sunshine Kerpes. Abigail Mary King. Sarah Elizabeth Kohler. Sarah Ann Blaisdell Legera. Mariah Ann Mock. Cody M. Altro. Anthony Mitchell Amato. Stephen James Bagley II. Zachary Douglas Ballantyne. Ian Parker Ballard. Andrew Riley Berry. Freddie Borges. David Matthew Busby. Nick DeCrucio Sia. Zev Cohn. Daniel Condon. Connor Patrick Copeland. Luke Calvin Kosh. Elias Benjamin Cottingham. Joshua Daniel DeJoy. Evan Loy Derrickson. Salvatore Joseph DeQuarto. Elijah Caesar Dones. Ramikio Akeem Duzan. Forrest Wilhelm Eckert. Nikki Focus. Jared Leroy Giangrasso.
sorry. Auden Behe Gilmore. Kyle L. Gullickson. Richard R. Harrison. Cody J. Hasbrook. Daniel Hazelton. Gianni Ingenio. Eric Samuel Yanuskevich. Ryan Patrick Johnson. Lincoln LaShare Kelly.
Ashley Chantel Maykel. Emily Rachel Manili. Taylor Paige Martinez. Catherine Marie Mattis. Monica Cara McCabe. Caitlin Rose McKenna. Kayla Carol McKnight. Nari Mendez. Caitlin Nicole Morbido. Kylie Michelle Murphy. Anissa Nicole Nugent. Nerea Winfrey O'Dari. Brittany Nicole Ormond. Chelsea Renee Pasella. Okay, Pastor. Abigail Marie Palsick. Titi Patel. Melissa Pauline Phelps. Sierra Pullman. Anna Reese. Alexandra Rigby. Melissa Jean Rizzi. Julia Ann Robinson. Annette Rodriguez. Courtney Maria Ronk. Amanda Marie Rose. Hannah Amy Ruiz. Trisha Lynn Saylor. Gretchen M. Schilke. Jacqueline Blaze Smackenberg. Selena Elizabeth Schroer.
Don't watch that.
Contest who does the best job.
Tyler Jack Kurek. David Andrew Lamarck. Ryan R. Lamarck. Greg Lee. Justin Paul Mannix. Anthony Dean Marguglio. Kenneth James Massaria. Robert Peter Mayer. Alfredo Lorenzo Mazuka. Christopher Lee McCord. Dylan Shane McLaughlin. Nicholas Peter Morris. Davis Warner Natesel. Alexander Carl Aubry. Whitman Kevin Oler Marks. Charles Robert Joseph Oliveira. Louis Matthew Oliveira. Tucker, wait for it, Ozerchuk. Andrew Pano. Evan Paller. Jay Patel. Terrence John Patterson.
Nicholas Daniel Peterly. Malcolm Pinto. Noah David Palmer Selig. Brendan James Purcell. Dale J. Quick. Liam Fury Roberts. Seth Fury Roberts. Cameron Alexander Robinson. Ryan M. Ruffle. Nielsen Junot Saint-Jean. Avery Seiler Wetzel. Roxiliana Shepko Hamilton. Jessica Staub. Catherine Marie St. Clair. Elijah Sussin. Brittany Marie Swinburne. Juliette Wild Tenbrook. Alexandra Torquato. Christina Rose Tortorisi. Giselle Christina Trevino. Amanda Lynn Vitarius. Leanna Walsh. Danielle Emily Watts. Pamela Stacy Weatherly. Riley Weinstein. Victoria White. Hannah Adams Zimmerman.
I did that one year. Oh my God, you'd make money.
All right. Cody Michael Savega. John Sellers. Samuel Sorecchio. Devin Charles Shaw. Matthew Lowell Shelley Reed. Zachary Martin Sherrod. Ryan Walter Simpson. David Christopher Smith. William Howard Stamberg. Tucker Wesley Stern. Austin Doyle Stewart. Anthony Gerald Tantillo. Anthony Francesco Tufano. Brian James Villers. Devin Patrick Zapka. Nicholas Andrew Zapatoski. Samuel Lennon Zeeler.
Yeah, when they, yep. Well, Dennis has to get it ready.
Just wait till they sit now and
Allison? Beautiful.
Now let's make this official. By the authority vested in me by the State of New York and the Board of Education, I hereby pronounce you graduates of the New Paltz Central High School, class of 2013. Congratulations!
present to you the class of 2013. Congratulations and good luck. There's a reception for everyone in the cafeteria sponsored by our PTSA. Thank you very much for coming.